This is Freddy the fish. He is a happy fish that lives in crystal clear water, enjoys the shade of the tall trees along the riverbank, and gets lots of insects to munch on each day. How do you think Freddy feels? One day, Freddy wondered what was beyond his little part of the river. He decided to go on a little journey and explore. He heads on downstream. He's ready to see the world. Along the river, Freddy first comes across a spot where bulldozers are taking out trees and clearing land. Soil and dirt roll into the river because there are no trees roots to hold the soil in place. Poor Freddy gets soil in his gills. Without the trees, Freddy notices he's feeling warmer. As Freddy continues down the river, he spots some black and white animals moving closer and closer to the river. While these animals are getting a drink, they drop a present into the water for Freddy. Freddy is not impressed with the smell or the sediment that's being stirred up. As Freddy rounds the corner, he has to dodge a golf ball that nearly lands in the river. The golf club likes to keep their courses looking nice, so they use a lot of fertilizer. Unfortunately, when it rained last, it caused it to run off into the river. Freddy noticed that the area had a lot of tall plants growing and actually was starting to feel smothered. However, Freddy is a trooper and charged on. He was determined to see all the river had to offer. After a while of swimming, Freddy began to notice a salty taste to the water, and he started to feel the sting of salt in his gills. All the salt that was used on the roads in the winter had worked its way into the river. Ouch! It's hurting! How do you think Freddy is feeling? Freddy continues on and passes a picnic site at a local park. As he was passing, the wind began blowing litter into the river from the park. Freddy is starting to feel a bit distressed, but he keeps moving on. It begins to rain, and Freddy notices this rain is different. It turns out this rain is acid rain caused by the air pollution. Along the river edge, Freddy comes across an old abandoned factory. There are a lot of toxic pollutants and rusty materials seeping into the river. This creates a sludge in the river. Freddy tries to swim through it. After struggling, Freddy finally gets through the toxic pollutants in the river. Along the side of the river, Freddy notices a man dumping oil from his car into the river. The oil gets into his gills and he starts to have difficulty breathing. He gasps and takes his last breath.